I know, it's weird. It's a stupid delay because we're doing this via Zoom. So, hey, campers, if that sounded somewhat off, oops.
That sounded so awkward.
Yeah, that's why every time that we normally do that, I have to take off my headphones so I don't hear you because there's like a 1 second delay.
Oh, that's just weird.
Yeah. Well, hey, campers, welcome to Camp Insomnia.
Hi. I'm not alive.
We are a paranormal and true crime podcast. My name is Zach. I'm your head camp counselor.
And my name is Dolores, your other head camp counselor. Hello.
And
hi.
Dolores is struggling a little bit.
I don't look like death right now. I didn't go out with a couple of our campers last night and have a little bit of libations and stay out very late, and I feel great this morning. I'm like that camp counselor that partied the night before and is coming out looking like death and has their like clutching onto their coffee and they're like, get the fuck away from me, you stupid ass kids. That's
oh my god, fact, that'd be me too. Be like, oh god damn it, fuck, we have arts and crafts today. Not ready. Well, hi campers. Today we bring you part 3 of Harold the Haunted Doll. And if you have been listening to part 1 and part 2, especially part 2, we had some really scary poltergeist happen on my end where the lights were going off and on and off and on. And I posted the video on Instagram for y'all, so y'all can watch it. That was really terrifying. And no one was home but Macy. So I thought Jake was home, my family was home, but no, it was just my sister. So
yeah.
No one was messing with me.
No, and I've shown people that clip that we posted today. And today, as in, what's today? The 23rd?
Today is 23rd, yeah. Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, so the day that part 2 came out and everything happened. And I keep telling people, like, this isn't fake. Like, he was not messing with me. That was all real. Those were all genuine reactions. Literally, like, I commented on Instagram, Camp Counselor Dolores has left the fucking chat. Bye.
Yeah, exactly. No, that was wild. No, that was so spooky. I think. Well, it's funny because, like, as terrified as it was, I was smiling ear to ear.
Oh my god.
I think it was like I was scared and also like so excited something was happening.
Well, it's also nerves and and just fear.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. But in recent news, other stuff has been happening in my house as well. Oh god, Chandler is sleeping on my bed. He scared the hell out of me.
Oh my god, here we go.
I know. But no, as I was going up to my brother's room because he lives upstairs in a loft, I had a bowl of chips and a glass of water, and I was trying to bring baby G, our dog, upstairs with me. And on my way up, I heard, because we have hardwood floors, as you know, it sounded like someone was walking behind me. And I'm like, okay, is there another dog down here? It didn't sound like, like nails, dog paws on hardwood. It sounded like feet. I'm like, okay, what, like, hello? And I'd look, and I'm like, Buttercup, Chandler. And Jake says, no, they're up here. I'm like, okay. So then I'm like, what is that? So I'm standing there, and then I see a dark shadow come from our hallway and go into that sitting room where you guys would sleep. So then I'm standing there at the bottom of the stairs going, Jacob, I need you to turn on the stair light. I can't move. He's like, what? Just come up here. I was like, Jacob, turn on the light. I just saw something. There's something in here. So as Jacob's taking forever to get out of his damn bed because he's so comfortable, as he's getting out of the bed, I hear the footsteps like it almost like it ran up to me. Like whatever it was there wasn't there, and it was running up to me, and I was like, oh, and Jake turned on the light, and I was like, okay, thank you for the light. Take too damn long there, bud. And then I ran upstairs. And then the other day too, I was in my room and something closed my closet. Remember, because this happened before with you on cam when we were talking, something closed my closet in front of me, and I was like, oh no, thank you for closing it, but no. So yeah, talking about Harold has had its roller coaster of experiences so far.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I mean, Unfortunately, I have nothing to report on my end.
Good.
Though I have not listened to part 1 or part 2 because I'm scared. Even though we recorded it.
Well, like at the end of part 2, you just hear you go, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. At the end, because you're so scared. Yeah. Okay, well, I don't blame you. Well, get ready to listen to part 3.
Oh god. Oh. Right. Also, side note too. I know this is a long intro, but we hit 25 episodes.
Yeah, 25 episodes.
That's
I know
a milestone.
That is. It's huge. I can't believe that.
And I think our overall downloads, when I looked earlier, we're at almost 800 downloads in total.
Yeah, almost 800. That's wild.
Whoa, I lost you for a cool minute.
Oh yeah, I lost you for a second too. You're fine. It's just the connection. Because I know you're upstairs.
Yeah.
No, it's a lot. So thank you, campers, for downloading and listening. And y'all, we need to get to like 1,000.
Oh my god.
We need to keep going. All right, the up and up.
Yeah, I mean, we're not too far off, so let's just keep climbing from here. Let's keep going. Let's keep this party going.
Yeah, more campers the better. That just means we gotta build more cabins. God damn it.
Okay. I don't want to do that work right now.
It's okay. We'll just put them in a cardboard box. Those are free.
Just homeless campers. Yeah. So then when we're gonna burn them down too with the fires and everything. Oh no, we're not playing this.
Totally. Okay, moving on. So, alrighty, campers. Without further ado, let's gather around the campfire.
Go ahead, pick a buddy, especially on this one. Cuddle up, get cozy, and grab a blankie and grab whatever else you need to comfort yourself. Maybe a crucifix, maybe a rosary,
a rosary.
And let's see, what's a good tip for camp?
Ooh, let's see what your intuition picks up.
Ooh, yeah, I know, it's always on like a whim.
Yeah.
Did I say this already? Be open.
You haven't said that one.
Be open to the experiences. Okay. Why are you cringing?
Ooh, I don't think maybe in this situation you don't want to be open to this experience.
Is this not a good one?
But,
okay, wait a minute.
But no, we said it.
No, I can change it. I can change it. What about? I was gonna say, make sure you got some holy water with you.
Yes, there we go. That works perfect, actually.
Okay, well, there we go. You got 2
perfect.
Bonus.
I will take it. Well, cool. So, just as a disclaimer again, welcome campers to part 3. A warning again that some say about learning information about Harold the doll or simply seeing his photo can lead to stress, anxiety, nightmares, bad luck, health issues, and much, much more. So, listen at your own risk. Or look up photos at your own risk. Dolores and I are not liable for anything that happens to you. Okay? Okay. Dolores and I come from a place of love and kindness when speaking of Harold and mean to not upset the doll in any way, shape, or form. And we are merely investigators.
Yes. This is on your own terms and on our own terms, so we are all agreeing to this together.
Together, exactly. So here's a little recap of part 2. So Anthony was like, you know what? I'm going to put this doll away for a while. He brings it back out to do some more research. He ends up tearing his meniscus. He thinks the doll did that because he was like, oh, I can keep this doll in place because I can just splash it with some holy water. And then he took it to a couple mediums, and they said that the people that own this doll, there was a girl that was on a plantation that died, and a voodoo woman on that plantation was a slave and trapped the son and the doll for the accidental death of his sister, and that there's multiple ghosts. Also, the doll was on ghost adventures, as we all know, and Anthony wasn't quite happy with that they took it to another medium and said there was like 5 spirits in the damn thing. And then lastly, we ended it with the flashlight tests, which if you didn't see the video, you can see the flashlight test on our Instagram of Dolores and I talking about it, and the lights in my own room going on and off on their own. So, yeah, without further ado, let's go to part 3. So, if you remember, Anthony lent Ghost Adventures crew Harold the Doll for their episode on Islands of the Doll in Mexico. When the episode aired, Anthony was very nervous about how Zach and Aaron and the rest of the crew would treat Harold. Remember, he said, like, treat him with respect, don't be a dick. Anthony said that Zach told a story that wasn't true about the doll, being the reason why a woman had died of a brain tumor by staring into its eyes, and Anthony was upset by this. He was like, that never happened. Why would you say that? Also, Anthony was upset that Zach took the doll to a psychic in Mexico, and the psychic stated there were like 5 spirits in the doll, when Anthony can only confirm of 1 being in the doll, and that was that sister who died on the plantation, and a woman practicing voodoo trapped her brother inside of the doll. But he was shocked to see later in the episode at this when they took Harold out of the bag on the island and a cat fight broke out and a child's laughter could be heard when all this happened. Anthony was happy that the team got this really crazy experience because he had experienced stuff like this very often. Which, if I don't know if you've watched the episode yet, but if you watch the episode, the minute they take out Harold, a cat fight breaks out, and I know a fire starts on the island by itself, and you hear a child laughing. It's crazy. Only when they brought Harold out.
I haven't watched it yet. I think I've seen clips, but I was gonna watch it after we record the last one, but then I got too scared.
Understandable. When you get the chance, watch it.
Okay.
It's really crazy. So when the episode aired, Anthony got a ton of backlash. People were accusing Anthony of internet fraud and trying to make money off of Harold's appearance on the TV show. When the episode aired, Anthony did receive a lot of offers from people who wanted to buy Harold. People are offering up to $50,000.
Jesus Christ.
To buy Harold, and he was like, no, because I don't know what you're gonna do with it, and I feel like he's safer with me because I'm not exploiting him. Really. And just by him borrowing the doll, he didn't really get any money from it or anything. He just wanted to take him.
Yeah, so, it was all just for more research. That's all it was.
Yeah, exactly. So Anthony ultimately turned all these offers down and seriously began to consider making his own documentary film on Harold the Doll. So in the book that I'm reading, he makes a really good point. I thought it was the best way to get the truth out about the doll. The problem was I didn't really know what the truth was. I began to feel as though I was trying to solve a 1,000-piece puzzle with 600 pieces missing and no picture to work with. Because yet again, he doesn't know. People say there's 5 spirits, 1 spirit. He's not sure. So why? And then all these videos on the internet are circulating about Harold that aren't true. And he's like, well, I should just make my own. So Anthony purchased a bunch of equipment to begin his documentary into Harold the Doll. So he purchased an SB7 spirit box, which goes through radio frequencies, and the spirit can pick out words.
It's the more common one.
With. Yeah. A REM pod that emitted an EMF field that set off alarms when that field was disturbed, theoretically by spirits. Full spectrum video camera which filmed in all ranges of light, and 2 new mag light flashlights, 1 yes answers and 1 for no, and then an Ovilus 4. Anthony states he didn't have a lot of optimism and hoping he would find anything else about the doll using this equipment, but this is all he could think of at the time of trying to solve the mystery. But what he did believe was the woman Fiona, who was able to validate what Erica told him in the reading on Harold. And so that theory seemed to be panning out with the whole plantation thing. This would be the only reason why Anthony didn't believe the psychic in Mexico City that Zach Bagans and Aaron Goodwin featured on the show. He's like, well, she's saying there's 5 spirits when there's only 1 from this little girl who died and the brother that was trapped by this voodoo woman. That makes no sense. That's just too contradictory. I have 2 people saying the same thing that didn't even know each other. And I got this one random lady that there's 5 spirits. Well, that was all about to change, Dolores.
Oh, God.
You ready? So Anthony had received a very strange message from a woman named Jane on Facebook. Remember, I'm changing all the names. I'm pretty sure her name's not Jane, but for this, there's Jane. After seeing the video on YouTube about the haunted doll named Annabelle, Jane messaged Anthony on Facebook. For those of you who don't know, campers, Annabelle is a possessed or haunted doll that is kept by the Warren family. I really want to talk about Annabelle later, but that's for another time. That's another really haunted doll, more terrifying than Harold. But I won't go into that right now. But anyways, All you have to know is that she's haunted as shit, okay? So Jane tells Anthony that she had never seen the Ghost Adventures episode and didn't have the slightest bit of interest in it either. She said she was on YouTube hoping to learn how to make stuffed toys in order to sell and raise funds for a service dog for her oldest son, Vincent, who was diagnosed as being moderately to severe autistic. That's when she came across the video of Annabelle the doll. When the video is over, in the suggested videos off in the sidebar, she came across Harold the doll. So Jane then tells Anthony that she doesn't remember why, but she paused the video before it was over. Whatever it was, she promptly forgot about it until Vincent asked her if he could play a game on her iPad. When she refreshed the screen, there was Harold. Vincent looked at it, looked away, and immediately looked at it again. His reaction to the doll unnerved her to the point that she did some research and found out Anthony was its owner. So, a recap again. She's looking for stuffed toys on YouTube to make for her son who has autism. She came across Annabelle. Sidebar, Harold popped up. She watched a little bit of it, closed it out. Then her son got the iPad. Harold popped up. He kept staring at it for a weird time. And then she then sent Anthony this message.
Yeah.
I am a little disturbed. My autistic son, Vincent, just happened to, by accident, look at a picture of Harold on my iPad. Bad mother left it open on your page. He looked at it and said, "The baby hurts. Baby is sad. Baby needs help." Don't take it the wrong way. It was my fault. Just thought you would like to know. He tends to see people's aura colors. He is only 6. We live in Australia. He seems very drawn to Harold.
Oh, he's like a little medium.
Yeah. So Anthony then went on to say, well, I hope you don't mind me asking, but why do you think that is? Children seem to have the same reaction as your son saying that baby is sad. I'm trying to understand because I trust your instincts. Like trying to get information, trying to, gain that trust between him and Jane.
Yeah.
So then Jane went on to say, I really don't know. When we first moved into this house, he kept telling me about the sad man. He has, I know, my face too. He has paint. We are an what? Oh, sorry, JK. He said that this sad man had paint and that we are on Aboriginal land. I have walked around her house many times catching him talking to someone or something. Due to his autism, he doesn't say much to anyone, but talks to ease with whatever is in our house. He really was so taken with Harold, I tried to dismiss it, telling him it's just an old doll, but he kept on saying that the baby is sad and that the baby hurts. He hurts. So this little boy can see Aboriginal ghosts around his house and can communicate, and now is just suddenly seeing a picture of Harold and is like, ooh, baby is sad. Baby hurts. He hurts.
Well, and then Anthony had said too, this is already a common thing, I guess, with kids. So
with kids, yeah,
that's
weird.
It's weird.
Yeah. So Anthony then thanks Jane for the information that Vincent was able to provide for Anthony. Anthony then tells her that her son is safe because Harold typically only goes after people who disrespect it, but to also keep in touch if her son Vincent says anything else. Like thank you. I think your son's safe. Who knows? So one of Anthony's friends had offered to draw Harold the doll for him for free, considering he had tried to get an artist to do it for him, like to draw just the doll, but that artist fell through. So this friend was named Melanie. Melanie would try to draw Harold for several weeks, but could find it impossible.
How so?
She kept getting bad vibes. She got sick. Things would come up and would just suddenly come up. So finally she drew Harold, but something even more horrifying than the already creepy doll. So this is what she drew. Okay. Wait, I have to show you it before I describe it to all the campers.
So, I'll let you show me it first. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the drawing.
Why? Why?
So that's the drawing. Instead of drawing Harold, she drew that. Right? Weird. Why should do that? But to tell the campers what this drawing is, she drew a horned figure standing behind 4 people, its arm holding them close. In her drawing, there was a woman and 2 children. There was also a shadowy figure she couldn't see well enough to make out any details. Melanie then tried to draw the doll itself, but was unable to do so. So the reason why she did this is because this image kept popping up into her head. Instead of drawing the doll, this image kept popping up into her head. So Melanie then sent the image to Anthony, but shortly after sending, as she was on her way home, she got another terrifying image in her head. There was a woman holding onto the bars of a cage, her mouth wide open in a silent scream. Standing with her in the cage, what looked to be was a little boy around 5 years old, whose mouth was also open in a scream as well. An older boy was next to them. He didn't appear to be screaming, but looked terrified. In front of the cage, on the other side from where the older boy stood, was a dark figure whose face she couldn't see. He was manacled? That's a funky word. Manacled? I don't know. To the bars with what looked like a chain. I guess it's another way to say chained to the bars.
Interesting. Okay.
Even though he was shackled, she told Anthony he appeared to her to be able to go wherever he or the horned figure behind him wanted him to go. She said that he isn't good, he's bad and really sinister. So there's another drawing in here about it. So let me show you that.
So these are all just, you said these are all just images that are popping into her head.
Yeah, and then she's then drawing it for Anthony.
What the fuck? Well, and that horned figure kind of looks similar to the other one too.
Yeah, exactly.
So she's just an artist though, right? Like,
no, so I think, well, apparently, well, from what I read, she's just a friend. So I don't know if she's like a medium of any kind, or she's spiritually open. Maybe she's just really spiritually open. But she was able to do these for Anthony.
Because it's pretty just random, you know? I mean...
Yeah, no, it is random. And it's totally different from the whole plantation scenario that we were getting before.
Yeah, and I was going to say, does she know any other background of this?
Yeah,
or?
I don't know. That doesn't explain that in the book. It's just a friend of Anthony's.
Weird.
Yeah. So she said that he isn't good, he's really bad and really sinister. No matter how hard she tried to draw Harold, and when she'd become overwhelmed with a massive migraine. That same day, Melanie was telling Anthony this. Anthony received a message. The message was from Jane, the woman whose autistic son said that the baby was hurt. So he receives another message from that woman. Not sure if this means anything to you or not. I showed Vincent 2 of your YouTube clips. He didn't say much, but went into a weird trance. After about 3 minutes, he looked at me and said, "Mommy, you know the lady and the children are scared. The black blob won't let them go into the sunshine."
Wait. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. Did you just get goosebumps?
A little bit.
Yeah. So Anthony's very much intrigued. Do you think you can say how old the children are or how many? And Jane replied, "I will have to ask in a roundabout way. I don't want him to think I'm pushing Harold on him. It's 9:30 at night here, so I'll have to ask him over the weekend if I can catch him in the right zone." He was very sure about there being more than one child. He said children on more than one occasion. He is a beautiful boy. I'm so blessed. But the one thing I know is that he can't lie. Autism makes you see things very black and white, and he has no imagination. So Anthony then asked Jane if she had watched the show Ghost Adventures with her son and the episode where they went to the Island of the Dolls. She had replied with that she hadn't. Anthony was very much more intrigued because she knew that she and her autistic son weren't influenced by the effects of the show. Just before they ended their conversation, Jane then messaged Anthony one last time. "Can I tell you something? I went to check on Vincent early hours in the morning. He moved around his bed so his face was facing me, and he spoke. I'm not sure if he said, 'Be free' or 'Be careful.' It shocked me a little. He wasn't awake, and it didn't sound like him. I will be honest, I'm beginning to think this might not be a good idea."
So you said he said be free or be careful, right? Because it kind of cut out a bit.
Yeah, be free or be careful.
Okay.
She wasn't sure if he said either or.
Got it.
But just to recap, he somehow had the same kind of image that his friend had about this dark figure and 3 figures that he was caged. That's just really weird all the way in Australia. So it's funky. So Jane messages Anthony a few days later, explaining to him that he was trying to get her son to open up about the doll and what exactly he is feeling. Vincent had a therapy session that day and painted an image. Jane asked Vincent about the painting from therapy, and Vincent said, this is what Vincent said about his painting. "That's me, Mummy, but the dog doesn't like me. The blob won't let me help them. The little boy is scared. He wants his mummy. Mummy wants him. She told me to help him go into the sunshine, but he can't." Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So, I think I have the drawing here of it as well. Yeah. So this is what it looks like. It's in black and white because it's in a book, but that's what it looks like.
It's kind of hard to see, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's like these like starbursts in this like giant black one. That's the blob.
What the fuck?
Yeah, weird. But again, he's 6. Jane then told Anthony that she was going to take a step back from helping Anthony with information about the doll because people started to find out that she was helping Anthony. And then people started to call her son the R word, which being retarded, and it was becoming too much. Anthony was upset because this was the closest he had gotten to finding out any more information about the doll, about this kid miles away. And but he understood and thanked her and her son for all the help they were providing. But although Jane said that she would take a step back, she still offered to help, but she just hated the fact that people were calling her son retarded. She sent him a picture. Yeah, I know. That sucks. I couldn't even imagine. She sent him a picture of the painting, and I just showed you. For the listeners, here's what the painting looks like. It basically looks like a black spiny figure, almost like a sea urchin with red eyes. It is surrounded by 4 burst-like stars, which are gold. Only 3 are gold, and 1 is black. That's what the painting looks like. Right? Anthony is now starting to second guess all of his findings. Was a psychic medium in Mexico telling the truth about there being 5 spirits residing in the doll? Anthony now has some answers, but still so many more questions. Because now the plantation one isn't working out, right? Now there's 5 spirits, and someone all the way from Australia, this little boy who has autism, is somehow connected with Harold and can somewhat confirm it. So this is the questions that Anthony has. How many spirits? No, it's a lot going on. So how many spirits is this black blob keeping from the light, and who are they? How did such a thing happen? Who or what is the black blob Vincent was talking about? So a week passed by, and Anthony received another message from Jane. Try to talk to Vincent, but not with much luck. He says the blob is shouting and very mad. He said it's telling lies. That's the last thing he said. Here's what Anthony has put together. Anthony kind of has an epiphany. I just noticed one of the smaller lights has black in it, which might explain a lot. If the black blob is keeping the women and children, the stars with gold, trapped, the smaller light with black may be the one appearing to be attacking people. I'm now thinking that instead of 1 malevolent spirit and 4 victims, there are 2 malevolent spirits and 3 victims.
I see.
Yeah, so he's just trying to piece it together from the painting that he had received from Vincent. So Jane and Anthony would remain in constant contact for the coming weeks and months. Jane would often message Anthony about weird occurrences going on in their home in Australia, from Vincent having extreme nightmares, a crow that won't leave their window, doors and gates that are unlocked but impossible to open, like you're locked in, being scratched on your back, feeling ghostly presence walk by, and like much more. Jane would often start to feel a burning sensation on and around her back and neck when she would interact with her son Vincent. Jane and Anthony believe that this entity is somehow communicating to her son and doesn't like the fact that Jane is relaying all this vital information to Anthony about Harold. So it's attacking Jane because Jane is giving information to Anthony through Vincent. Anthony then took the initiative to stop communication with Jane for the safety of Vincent, and this may or may not will have the entity stop messing with them. But Anthony did tell Jane if anything more were to happen to contact him immediately. He was just saying, if I keep contacting you about what's in Harold, and things keep happening to you and your son, which your son is only 6 years old and he has autism. Like, that's a handful already. And now you're being attacked by some supernatural being. Let's stop contact so that things can return back to normal for you. But if anything else comes up, like, please message me. Right? Well, after some time, Anthony messaged Jane to like, hey, is everything okay? How you doing? And for the most part, it was, until Vincent drew something in his school diary. Jane then sent a picture to Anthony. The picture looked like some kind of animal, and the word carved into the page next to it saying die. Jane then tells Anthony that Vincent said the animal is a black dog you must never go near, and it stays in the shadows. Vincent then tells Jane that this dog is very angry. So I have another picture of this dog, and this dog will come up later in our episode today. Also have a picture of the crow too. Hold on. Yes, so I know it's hard to see, but the die's right there, and then that's like the dog he said. Yeah. So for you campers, it just kind of looks like a big scribbled mess with ears. Yeah. And it says like die, and there's like red eyes on it. So that's what Vincent drew. And this comes into account later. So Anthony received a message from a young woman randomly that he didn't know, and she told him a very specific and terrifying dream. She told him that in this dream there were 5 spirits along with a demon around the doll. She said that in a dream she kept asking who the 5th spirit was, considering she thought there were only 4. The demon in the dream roared at her and slammed a green door shut in her face. From behind the door, she heard a little boy say, "His name is Anthony." Then she heard a woman say, "Be careful." After this was said, she said that the demon roared for Anna to go away and stay away. Anthony took this stranger's dream very seriously because the door to his hotel room was green.
Stop.
Yeah, so to deconstruct that, the little boy was saying his name is Anthony. He's probably talking about Anthony.
Yeah.
And that to be careful. And all this new stuff about 5 spirits, the only reason why she knew about it was from the episode of Ghost Adventures. Anthony hadn't really posted anything about his communication with Jane and Vincent.
Well, okay.
And this random girl gets a stream about 5 spirits in this powerful demon.
So, well, she already has a pre notion, I guess, in a sense, from Ghost Adventures. I mean, yes, everything's going on the other fucking side of the world in Australia with those two, but
yeah,
the weirdest part about that to me is just the whole green door thing, because how the fuck would she know, and why would that come up in a dream? Everything else could be already played out. You know,
preset. And then two. Remember when Vincent was saying, when he was sleeping, he told his mom to be careful. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so weird. So Anthony, as you all know, has been trying to get the name of the spirit or spirits inside this doll. Mm-hmm. So that's when he took the opportunity to reach out to Jane and Vincent again to see if Vincent could see if he can pick up on a name. Jane says that she showed her son Vincent a YouTube clip of Harold, and all Vincent could say is, her name is Charlotte, but she hates that. You have to call her Lottie. She is looking. Jane then asked Vincent who Charlotte or Lottie is. He said, "Oh, Mommy, she likes to sing. She is the nice one. She helps me sleep." Shortly after watching the video and describing the spirit Lottie, he began sitting in the corner of his room, unable to sleep. So like he was traumatized.
Maybe that's the mom.
I don't know.
Mommy figure.
Yeah. So Anthony is very frustrated at this point.
Yeah.
He just wants answers. I think all of us listeners just want answers. This is so wild. And answers that make sense, because this is also crazy. I think we can all agree this is all really crazy. And it's all kind of over the place.
Yeah.
By the end of this, she'll kind of figure out why. How can this child thousands of miles away be connected to this doll and have an understanding of the spirits inside? Who are these spirits and how are they attached or caged? He gets so close through the use of Vincent, but with the price. But when is it going to be too much?
Yeah, because
You know?
it's a lot. He's only 6. It's
He's
a
only
lot
6.
to put on a little kid.
And he's being affected, and his mom's being affected.
Yeah.
And he's getting so close, but it's leading to more questions than answers. Like he gets one step ahead, but then like 12 steps behind.
Yeah. It's like all these theories and all these stories are like somewhat connecting and then somewhat get disconnecting and then they start connecting again. It's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. Yeah. So Jane was dealing with an autistic son, which can be really hard. I can only imagine the patience and understanding it must take to deal with someone who has autism. But with every day, Vincent became worse and worse, seemingly to fall under the oppression of this dark entity. Vincent began cursing, calling his mom a bitch and a motherfucker, while also acting out in class and cursing at the teachers and teachers' aides.
Oh no, it's too attached now.
Yeah, there was one point where Vincent got up in class, went down a hallway at school, and no matter how hard the teachers' aides and teachers tried to pry him away from him walking down this hallway or snap him out of this weird state, he didn't listen. Like, he wasn't reacting to them until suddenly he collapsed and hit the floor. Yeah. Anthony then tells Jane to give him a cleansing bath to calm him down and release any kind of negative energy or attachment that may be on him because of Harold. Meanwhile, Anthony began to spray holy water on the doll using the Lord's name to have Harold stop tormenting the poor boy Vincent.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seemed to work for the meantime, but it was far from over with Vincent, Jane, Anthony, and Harold. But that wasn't enough in Anthony's eyes, so he directed Jane on how to bless her home, and especially Vincent's bedroom. He told her to get holy water, sage, and sweet grass, using the holy water to make the sign of the cross on her index and middle finger on the walls, windows, and mirrors, while saying her own prayer with the intent of getting rid of any negative energy in the home, while burning sage and sweet grass to seal the deal. Right? He's like, I want you to do this. You need to do this. Too much is happening. So when she did all of this, Jane said it started to feel very, very cold in her home. Anthony knows this isn't a great sign, and they may have just pissed the entity off. So he then advises her to reach out to a Catholic priest to bless the home. So a Catholic priest then blesses the home, and Jane and Vincent feel a way lighter energy in the home.
Okay, good.
Thank God. The priest then gives Vincent a chaplet. So a chaplet is a string of beads that are used by Catholics to pray variations of the Father and Holy Mary and to count prayers as they go. So like a rosary.
I was going to say like a rosary?
Yeah.
Okay.
The beads were blessed and would keep Vincent safe. Now that Jane and Vincent are safe, Anthony does another binding ritual on the doll, and everything seems calm and normal for a change. Thank God. But what Anthony didn't know that it was far from over. So Anthony then received a message 2 weeks later in the dead of night from Jane. I'm going to read you the conversation. It's weird, but we're going to discuss it.
Okay.
All right, after all this is said and done.
Okay.
So this is Jane. So sorry. Have just had the craziest day. How are you? What's wrong? Everything. What do you mean? Didn't mean to wake you. I'm so sorry. You didn't. I've been awake. Has anything happened on your end? No, why? What is going on there? I went to Vincent's room, all was normal, put clothes away and picked up a few toys and ended up with a stinging on my back and on my neck. Now I have scratches. This was 20 minutes before I left to pick up Vincent, get to school, hop out the car, hear Vincent screaming at the top of his lungs. His teacher says that he's been screaming nonstop for the last 30 minutes.
What the fuck?
And Anthony asked for you. What did he say when he asked for me? I wasn't there when he asked. The teacher aide told me that he was asking for Uncle Ant. He has always been so happy. I was hoping he'd stay that way. So was I. Vincent then apologizes and goes on to say that if Vincent has drawn or painted anything of recent, Jane says no, besides the fact that he drew a turtle the other day. Anthony then asked Jane if she could take any pictures of these scratches that she had received. Remember, because she received scratches before she went to go pick up her son.
Yeah.
The scratches came in a pair of 3.
No.
Some say that when this happens, it is a sign of the demonic and is mocking the Holy Trinity.
Yes.
So what I think is happening, and I think what you think is happening right now, is some serious oppression caused by this malevolent spirit that is inhabiting the doll and doesn't like the fact that Vincent is helping Anthony get closer to the truth. And who it is.
So now at this point, it's kind of needing to do the extra work to make sure little Vincent is getting taken care of and put away.
Yep. And so when this happens and all these outbursts are happening, the school politely says, you should probably take him to a hospital that could evaluate him. You should take him to a certain therapist because he's acting this way. Oh God, my phone just went off. So, and she was like, no, I think we're good. He's like, he's drawing things that say die and wolves with red eyes. And, anyways, she doesn't do any of that. So Jane picks Vincent up from school. But when what Vincent brings home is terrifying. Jane messages Anthony to tell him that Vincent has drawn another disturbing picture. The drawing looks like a snarling dog or some type of wolf encased in black paint around the creature. So let me show you what this looks like. Out of all the drawings he's done, this is really spooky. So here's what he drew. Like I said, it looks like a snarling dog or some type of wolf encased in black paint around the creature. Remember, he's only 6, and this thing is terrifying.
Oh God. Holy Jesus.
Yeah, he drew that at school.
It's weird because it's like the drawings he made before were just mainly like just bundled scribbles and all that. This is like full detail. This is full detail.
That's what I mean. That's why it's terrifying. And it's really spooky in general. So Anthony then asked Jane why Vincent drew this.
Yeah.
Vincent replied with, "It is what's in my room. It likes to stay high. It grabs my arm, and that's why I drop my books." After drawing these pieces in class, he remained under the table crying until Jane picked him up.
Oh.
Yeah, poor baby. Anthony then tells Jane if this creature is the dog he talked about. Remember the when we drew that picture of a dog with red eyes that said die? Jane then asks Vincent, in which Vincent replies with, "It growls like a dog and looks like a dog, but Mummy, I don't think it's a real dog. It's mad. He shouldn't have told me. It knows Uncle Anton is in trouble. It's mad about the picture and doesn't want you to know."
Oh, that gave me chills. Oh, I hate that.
Vincent suddenly tells Jane, Apollon.
What?
Anthony's like, what the fuck does that mean? Jane is like, what the fuck does that mean? And asks Jane to have Vincent write it down and send him a picture of the word.
I think I know where this is going.
So Jane sent Anthony 4 pictures. 2 of them showing Vincent's painting the black blob, and the other 2 had words saying Abaddon and Apollyon written next to the blob. Jane asks Anthony if it means anything. Anthony thinks the first word is abandon. Abaddon, abandon. He just spelled it wrong. And the second word Vincent wrote was Apollon, not Apollon. Like there's one with a Y and one without a Y. Anthony did a Google search of these words, and it turned out to be names. Unknowingly, Vincent was able to find out the name of the one keeping the souls imprisoned, the Black Blob. This was huge. This is huge news for Anthony. Anthony now believes that he has the demon's name. Now that they figured out how to deal with said demon before it destroys Vincent and finishes its oppressive state and moves on to possession, Jane is now the one with all the questions. Who is Apollon? Anthony then sent her a picture of artwork of this demon. Apollon in the image is described as a horned figure in the back holding a cage closed with the 3 spirits in captivity.
Whoa, what? Wait, what?
Jane is still confused by what all this means. So, from the Bible, Revelations 9:11, this is what they say about Apollon. They had as king over them the angel of the abyss, whose name in Hebrew is Abaddon, and in Greek is Apollon. That is the destroyer.
What the fuck?
Part 4 is on the way.
No!
If that didn't give you the biggest fucking goosebumps, campers, I don't know what will.
So, okay. Question.
Yeah.
Going off from that. When they did the Ouija board before and that name was trying to come through, was that actually the name that was trying to come through then? Because it did start with an A. It was like Adam or something like that.
As Adam, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, here's what he wrote down.
Abdon.
Yeah. Yeah, and the black blob with the red eyes. Yeah, yeah. If that didn't give you fucking goosebumps from your head to your toes, campers. Yeah. So part 4 is on the way.
I'm shook right now.
Yeah, that's scary, isn't it? Ain't that some scary ass shit? And it confirmed everything.
Yeah, well, it was like, sorry, excuse me. Like I said, all these pieces that were just trying to not connect. This is like the solid piece to it. So I'm wondering if it was doing that before, just to, like what he was saying, trying to make sure they didn't get any info, trying to confuse them.
And remember, his friend said this thing is a trickster. You know. And it tricked everybody. It made it think this whole backstory about this plantation and this little girl and dying, and her brother was trapped because of this voodoo woman, and just, all this made up shit.
It's literally trying to create other stories to throw them off their tracks.
Yep.
Oh, that's weird.
It's
my god.
wild.
Oh my god.
Yeah, mind-blowing. Boosh!
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah, so that was my computer. I had an update. It's like, you have an update for your Maya. Let me find a funny dad joke for you all. We never have our jokes prepared. That's just a running gag.
I mean, it is what it is. I kind of like finding them on a whim because I think they're pretty funny.
That's true. When I was a kid, my mother told me I could be anyone I wanted to be. Turns out, identity theft is a crime.
That's so stupid.
That was stupid. What do sprinters eat before a race?
What do sprinters eat before a race?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nothing. They fast. I think you've heard this one. What concert costs just 45 cents?
Oh, shit. I have heard this one, but I don't remember.
Yeah. 50 Cent featuring Nickelback.
There we go.
Oh!
There we go. That's an old one.
Okay. We'll have one more. Oh, here we go. Why do melons have weddings?
Why?
Because they cantaloupe.
I'm leaving. That's fucking dumb. That was stupid.
That was stupid as hell. Well, thank you, campers, for listening. If you would like to follow us on Instagram and also see all the really crazy drawings that I'm going to post that Vincent has drawn, and also like to see this demon rendition drawing of him, you can check out our Instagram at campinsomnia_podcast. And if you want to check us out on any other platform, we do have our Linktree link in the bio, where you can find us on like YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, Apple iTunes, iHeartRadio, and the list goes on. And thankfully, nothing too spooky has happened to this episode, which I'm actually really surprised about, especially with that ending.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping nothing happens later.
I still gotta drive to work.
I'm in my house. I'm literally all alone in my house right now because my sister is out with my mom and my brother shopping for shoes. So for her prom, and I'm home alone. So who knows? I'll keep my camera on just in case. And yeah, let's hope nothing. And let's hope I don't die. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. Also, if you guys have any paranormal stories or true crime stories, please submit them to campinsomniastories@gmail.com. We really want to read them. We really want to do a listener story, and so far we only have 2. So
yeah.
we need more, y'all. Yeah, because 2 is gonna be like, ooh, that was a great 10 minutes.
Straight up.
Straight up. But yeah, thank you, campers, for listening, and we will see you next time.
Yes, we will see you next time. Good luck sleeping tonight.
Yeah, good luck sleeping. Good fucking luck sleeping. Shit. Yeah, and just spray some holy water on you before you go to bed. All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. I'm the demon.
Oh, stop.